The Isaiah Factor Uncensored starts right now.
All right, it's a Friday night. Let's get this started. Welcome to The Factor Uncensored. We begin with a follow-up to a story we've been watching in Tennessee. Governor Bill Lee has signed the first law in country restricting public drag queen shows. Under the law, drag performers will not be allowed to perform on public property in front of children or near schools. This comes after months of nationwide debate. Joining me now here in the studio, drag queens, Queen Angelina, and my other guest is another drag queen, but a member of the LGBTQ community, Eden Rose Torres.
I'm actually not a drag queen. I'm a trans woman.
My bad. Educate me, Eden.
Yeah. So there is a difference.
No. Tell her that's my producer's fault. There's a difference.
Yes.
So when you guys hear about this law and what we're seeing in Tennessee, and you know, when we see conservative laws like this in Tennessee or Florida, we will see it soon in Texas. Your thoughts about it?
Yes. I think that this is not just an attack on drag queens. This is an attack on the entire LGBTQIA community. And this is a time when we as a community really need to come together as one and work cohesively to build community and to bring education to the greater Houston area and the greater world about who we are as actual people. Because this is, I mean, as a drag queen like Angelina, this is a job that, you know, pays her bills, and me existing as a trans woman is just how I live my life.
Right. And make that clear. What you do is a job. What you do is your life.
Yes, this is my life.
Right.
You know, there's sexuality and gender identity, and then there's many different other identities and facets within our LGBTQIA umbrella.
Okay. And Angelina, will this, if it comes to Texas or any state or city that you may entertain in, will this hurt your pockets?
I mean, of course, but also, like, why are they obsessed with us? We're so fabulous. I don't understand why they keep talking about us. There's a lot more that they can be talking about. I think this is an education problem. They keep wanting to control how they want to raise their children and things like that. I myself, I'm part of a burlesque show, the Neon Rouge, here in Houston, but also, and that's its own like adult show, but I've also done things all the way down to Drag Queen Storytime, and that's kind of like another level of, you know, we know that there's gonna be children there, we know that, you know, the rating is different, the G rating. So a lot of the...
But have you seen some of these Drag Queen Storytimes, or when drag queens have performed in front of children, and it sets a hair on your back? I mean, it's like, what the hell are we watching here? Did they go? And I'm not saying all, so don't get defensive, but there are some who just go too damn far with it.
I think that's up to the parents to kind of decide if that's too far. They're the ones taking their children to these shows. And
you're right about that.
And they are the ones that they should go before to see if the show's okay for them. But also, this is, you know, it's up to the parents. They need to leave the parents alone to do what they want to do with their children. This also translates to also trans people and people that want to live their lives the way that they want to.
Did you ever think you'd see a day where it would be in legislation, where it would be in law now?
I mean, it was before. This isn't new. And there's history. Decades ago, they made drag queens wear male-presenting clothing underneath their drag clothes. So this is just coming back. This is just history repeating itself.
So we didn't know that. That's a lesson for us all. Go ahead, Eden.
Well, I think when we see this anti-LGBT legislation, one thing specifically happens, and it creates a catastrophic problem for LGBTQIA people just simply existing and living and doing our jobs, because it emboldens people to discriminate against us, whether it be verbally or physically. And that is happening all over the country right now. And we are scared to simply exist and walk out of our front doors. As a trans woman of color, I already know that my life is at risk, and I have at a higher percentage of being murdered for simply existing. Now, with all of this emboldened hate from our top people in Texas, like our Governor Abbott and our Lieutenant Governor and our former president and all these people, it just piles on, and the ripple effect affects our daily lives.
And really quick though, Eden, what is it like a day in your skin when it comes to the ugliness and the discrimination. What have you seen? What have you heard? And is there a day you don't hear it or see it?
Yeah, there's a day when I don't hear it or see it, when I stay in my apartment and I don't leave. You know, there's this thing about passability, especially for trans women. And I always say, what is that? What is cis passability? Like, there is not one way to look like a cis person. So there shouldn't be, and my aspiration is not to look like a cis woman. I am a trans woman, and I am
really quick,
very
I always
proud
like to
of
give
that.
definitions. When you say cis, what does that mean?
So cisgender means someone who identifies with the gender that they were assigned at birth, and transgender means someone who does not identify with the gender assigned at birth.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's very hard, you know, and walking out into the world, I always have to be aware of my surroundings. When I go to a restaurant, I never have my back to the door. My vision is towards what is in front of me. I need to see all the exits. I need to see all the entrances.
That's a tough life.
It is.
Yeah. I myself identify as non-binary, gender fluid, to be more specific. I'm the first person to have an X as a gender here in Houston. And I have to keep thinking about,
And you got that through the court system?
Yes, through the Consulado de Mexico. I'm Mexican. So I myself have to keep thinking about what bathroom I should go to, especially like right now. I just came from the Houston Ballet. I didn't feel comfortable going into the bathroom. I don't know which bathroom to go to. So I came here to the bathroom here. But also, this is just, these laws, they're just trying to instill fear in people, that they trying to shelter us back, to go back to your homes, to where you belong. But also, we need to remind them that they're not gonna scare us. I mean, I'm not scared. If anything, I think this is promoting us even more. So thank you.
All right. Angelina, Eden, thank you both for joining us here on The Factor Uncensored. Always good to hear your perspectives.